he was just playing video games there and not going to the living room. He would go to bed at a different time than me and just avoid me. And anytime I would go in to actually check on him, what he's doing, could we do something together, he would just blame me for looking at his screen or whatever. So then I couldn't even hold it in the car. I was like, why are you lying to me? Are you crazy to hide such small things? It is so stupid to lie about such small details. And even in the car, he didn't want to speak to me. I just gathered a few things and I went to my mom's, which was very sad for her because she didn't expect this to happen.
I'm Laura Doyle, and more than 500,000 women have read my books to feel more adored and stop carrying everything all alone. Now, one of them is here to share her marriage story and exactly what she did that made her husband step up. So you can do it too. Stay to the end for your Try It Tonight takeaway. Iva, welcome to the Empowered by podcast. I'm excited that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me, Laura. I am definitely more excited to be here because it has been my dream ever since I learned about the skills. My biggest goal was to someday be on this podcast and actually have a good story to tell people.
And now you are. You're taking a victory lap. We're celebrating. We're doing the happy dance together because you've transformed your whole marriage. So which I love, and I just can't wait to hear the whole thing from the beginning. So let's start there. What attracted you to your husband? How did you know he was the one?
So I actually met my husband at a high school party when I was still in high school, and he had just started studying abroad. And when I met him, from my end, it was love at first sight because he was so popular among everyone at the party. He was so confident. He was telling the best jokes ever. He was speaking about his motorbike and how he went driving it in the mountains. And I was just looking at him like all these hours, and I was thinking that's gonna be my husband.
You knew right away. You knew immediately. Wow.
We didn't start dating until a few years after, when I actually approached him. So I still had that spark for him, and he definitely liked me back. But we started dating, and just a few months in, things were starting to get disconnected quite quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what was happening?
So, like I told you, I met this very confident guy who was joking a lot, who was a little bit cocky. And then we started dating, and I felt like he was a little bit withdrawn. He wasn't that sexual. He would not want to spend that much time with me. He was always out with his friends. And more often than not, he didn't want me there with him.
Ouch.
Yeah. Actually, I had quite big expectations for this relationship because, like I told you, I was sure that that's gonna be my husband. And we were boyfriend and girlfriend for like a year, and he was living alone in his own apartment, and I was basically waiting for him to ask me to move in, and he didn't. And I probably could have just expressed that I wanted to live together, but instead I just asked him like, you never asked me to move in with you. Like, what is wrong with you? You don't want me. You don't like me. So I basically bullied him into inviting me to live together. So you imagine it wasn't the best way to go with those things. And yeah, we had all sorts of problems after that.
So, I mean, obviously you didn't know about how to express your desires in a way that inspires, and this was you wanted him to ask. It was you were hurt that he didn't invite you to live with him. So this was your way of expressing it. But the way you tell it now is very accountable that you bullied him into letting you move into his apartment. So okay, so you move in and then there's all kinds of problems. You've been dating for about a year. And I'm guessing you were thinking, okay, now I've moved in. Now next he has to propose. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. But the thing is, we moved in together. He had an office job and I was going to university. So we were living together for a few months and then COVID happened. So all of a sudden now he's working home office and my university is shut down. And I was thinking, that's great. So now we're gonna spend some more time together. He's gonna find out that he loves me so much and he's going to propose and we're gonna start a family. But he was playing video games in his cabin office, or I don't know how to say it in English, the place where he works at home. He was just playing video games there and not going to the living room. He would go to bed at a different time than me and just avoid me. And anytime I would go in to actually check on him, what he's doing, could we do something together, he would just blame me for looking at his screen or whatever. So
He's being mad at you for looking at his screen of what he was doing. Oh, like you were
yeah,
checking up on him.
the way he was
Oh,
sitting from the door, you see the monitors, the screens of the computers that he's using. So I go in and he's not happy to see me there. He just, what are you looking at? Just leave me alone. So
gosh. So here you live together, and you're both home all the time because it's COVID, and he's still avoiding you.
yes, very much.
Painful.
We even split once. I moved out. I lived at my own place. He wanted us to go back together. We did get back together, of course. Now we're married, but a few months in, it was just the same. And years went by. We were boyfriend and girlfriend for like 5 years. And then I just decided that I want to get married because I just want to get married and I love this man. So what I did was, again, bully him into marrying me. I had to give him an ultimatum. We either get married or I'm moving out for good. And that's a very inspirational way to get
So
engaged.
romantic. So romantic, Iva.
It
Yeah.
is. It is very romantic. And he eventually he did propose to me. I had given him exact date. Like by the end of August, you should propose. And he didn't. He proposed on September the 18th. And I was still unhappy because it wasn't on my terms.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
so, but I mean, in a way, it's like a testament to how much he loved you, right? Because he did propose. So, and like, was this a romantic proposal? Did he like? I mean,
It
he
was.
couldn't surprise you, really. I guess maybe he could. I don't know.
He couldn't surprise me, but we had a very, very nice proposal. I will remember it till the end of my life. So we were in Greece and he had rented a boat. So that's one thing we do every time we go to Greece. We rent a very small boat. You don't need any special skills to operate it. It's basically like an automatic car. So he rented that boat. We went to a few like very small islands, beaches with no people where you just park the boat, you swim and you go back. And that's when he proposed on the boat. And I expected it to be there because it made sense. I don't know. And I was controlling every single part of that vacation. So I kind of knew where things were going. But when he proposed, I was so excited. My blood pressure went like down and I got seasick. So, yeah. We don't
Oh.
even have one photo from this day because I got severely seasick, but it's in my memory forever.
And you feel like it was because there was like some relief, maybe like some stress in your body from like, when is he going to propose? And then he finally did it. And you feel like this is part of why you were sick. It wasn't like because you ate something or.
It was definitely the emotional relief that I had. But even when he did, even on the second that he proposed, I was happy, but then I was not so happy about it because I was thinking how I actually made him do it. So there was doubt. Does he even want to get married, or is it doing it just because I made him? I gave him an ultimatum and he did it. So I never felt like he actually wanted to marry me. And during our whole engagement, I felt like he was doing it just so I would shut up. And I'm
Oh,
probably right.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, but that's a lonely feeling. It's a painful feeling to wonder, yeah,
It
if he really
is.
wanted to marry you. Yeah. I can relate to it. So, I know what you mean. So, all right. So you proceed, you get married.
We did. We did get married eventually. So during the engagement and the wedding planning and everything, we almost closed everything and told all our relatives that it's not happening. We had our lowest point while being engaged. And that was so hard to go through. And it all started with something very stupid. So my husband would constantly lie to me about things that are so insignificant. I wouldn't even understand why he was not telling me the truth. He was hiding such small details that didn't even matter to me. And I would always snoop around and find out something. I was looking through his things when he wasn't there because I knew that there was always something hidden. So two of our closest friends started dating, which is a nice thing, everyone would be happy. But
Yeah.
somehow he decided that I wouldn't like this and I would have an opinion about it. He's probably right.
Okay.
And he didn't tell me. And he had known for months. And I go out with this girl. And she's telling me, oh, your friend, this guy. So we went out a couple of times and now we are like dating. We don't know how this is gonna happen, but it's your fiance. He's so happy about us. He's giving us these suggestions on where to go. And I'm like, what? He's what? It was just so stupid. So I went home. No, I didn't even get to home. My fiance went to pick us up from the restaurant where we were at, and I couldn't even hold it in the car. I was like, why are you lying to me? Are you crazy to hide such small things? It is so stupid to lie about such small details. And even in the car, he didn't want to speak to me.
Yeah.
I was going on and on and on and accusing, and eventually he started shouting at me, which I have a huge problem with. So I can't stand when people are raising their voice at me. I just feel very, very badly about it. I feel threatened. I feel very small. And I just gathered a few things and I went to my mom's, which was very sad for her because she didn't expect this to happen. She didn't know that we had any problems whatsoever. And I just went to her place at night and I told her I'm not getting married.
Oh, wow. Ouch. Painful.
It was very painful. And some of my colleagues knew, some of my colleagues didn't know. I had to constantly drive between my mom's home and the place where I lived with him to get all my stuff, and I was working 2 jobs, and it was just awful. So I really wanted to find out whether it is even possible to work this through and have a marriage where I can actually trust this person, that he's telling me the truth, and also that he won't snap at me.
Yeah, that's right. It's scary. Yeah, since that's especially it hits you hard when he's shouting. Yeah. So what happened?
I started looking for solutions in the strangest ways possible. So I went to see a psychologist for myself to get things sorted, and I was so unhappy with this consultation. It was just the worst. I felt like we were speaking a different language, even though I did this consultation in my native language. So it was impossible. So I was multiple times I had asked him to start couples therapy because I felt like this would solve our problems. And he refused because he told me if he agreed on couples therapy, then I would probably find a therapist that would only judge him and not me, and a therapist that would be always on my side. So I told him to find a couples therapist himself, and I'll go. And he found this lady, which she basically shamed us the first session that we're not even married. So if you have problems now, just leave it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, just
Awful.
leave it.
Awful.
She told us,
That's,
you're not married, you don't have kids. Why are you even doing that?
oh, that makes me so mad. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But we decided to continue with this couples therapy. And at that time, when we started, we were living separately and we almost didn't talk to each other. We didn't talk on the phone. We almost never texted each other. But the couples therapy was a reason to make some to chat a little bit about when we are gonna do the next session, how we are going to get there, how we are gonna return and everything. So we eventually started speaking to each other outside of the sessions. And I remember we had done 5 or 6 sessions. All the sessions were focused only on what we don't like each other, why we don't like each other, what we don't like about each other, and what we don't like about each other's families, which
Oh
is a very productive thing
my
to talk
gosh.
about. Yeah. So
No.
we started talking, believe it or not, again. And sometimes we would do small coffee dates or grab something sweet before this session. And I remember one time we had been sitting at a cafe before this session, drinking coffee, having fun, telling each other funny stories about work and everything. And we went into this therapist's office smiling, so happy. She asked us, "How are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, we're doing great." And she's like, "Okay, so now it's time to continue the conversation about why you dislike his mother."
Oh my. No.
Yeah. And we weren't smiling when we went out of this.
Oh no, I bet you weren't. I bet you weren't. It's awful. This is
It
terrible.
is. Yeah, it is. And we spent so much money on this lady. I later found out through other people that she has had 2 divorces and now at the time where we were visiting her, she was getting her third divorce.
Oh my gosh.
It's
So
sad.
that's
I'm not making fun of that. It's just sad.
No, it is sad. It is very sad, but yeah, I'm gonna make fun of her a little bit, right? Because, how could she help you with your relationship? She was on her third divorce. No wonder she was telling you guys just split up. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. Well, anyway, it's a terrible experience. I'm sorry that you went through that.
We went through that and we got married despite her telling us that we shouldn't get married.
Maybe she helped you in some way to kind of like it was you guys against her somehow to like prove her wrong at least.
That's right. My husband is very stubborn. That's part of him that I really enjoy. And I remember when we told her that we don't want to do it anymore, she basically threatened us that if we stop visiting her and we continue to be together, things are going to get so much worse. We're going to regret it. And he got so stubborn, yeah.
Yeah.
Myself, I was looking for other solutions all the time while in this counseling because I was so sure that it's not gonna work. Even though I didn't know anything better, I was just so sure that's not it. That's not what's going to save us for sure. And I was actually looking for podcasts because I'm a huge podcast lover. I listen to many podcasts every day. And one thing I discovered was your podcast. And I just found out a random episode. I didn't know what this is about. I didn't know what book you're speaking about. And I just listened to a real woman, like not an influencer, not someone who has been paid to do that, but just a real woman, a regular one who is working, a mom, everything. And she's telling her story and she's saying that you are the one who helped her. And I want to know what you did so bad. So I listened to basically all of the podcast episodes so far. I think I have like 60 or 70 that I still haven't listened to. But yeah, I listened to them all and I read the book. And the book was very scary. It's very scary, that book, you know, The Empowered Wife. It is nothing that I imagined would ever work. Yeah, it was so different from what I expected it would be, but we almost called off the wedding and I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for 2 weeks. I don't care.
Wow. So it was scary, but you were brave. You just decided to forget about what you thought you knew and do this stuff in this crazy book.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that right?
I went all in. I jumped in the ocean.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. So what did you start doing first that was different than what you'd been doing before?
So I started with letting go of control and saying the cheat phrase, whatever you think. And it was very scary because I hadn't said that once in my life before I listened to this podcast.
Like those words had never come out of your mouth before, but I think, okay, I'm gonna
Never.
try it.
Never. So looking back, I was the biggest fun killer. So I was wondering why my husband wouldn't want to spend time with me. But when I look back a little bit, he wanted to do things. It was just not the things that I wanted to do. So when he suggested whatever, I had a different opinion. So now I just said, whatever you think. And he somehow wanted to see me again. And I remember the first situation. So I read the book and he gave me the biggest bait right away. And I remember this thing exactly. So one thing about my husband is he's quite assertive, and he's not like me. I'm very conflict avoidant. But with him, with his guy friends, he has to have it his way. And we have quite a few friends that are our common friends. Basically, we know them since before we started dating. And there is this guy that my husband is friends with, but they are men, so they will fight about what car is better and what you should change about your car and what not. So he comes home and he tells me, well, with this guy, I told him that he's so stupid. He's such a moron. I never want to see him again, and I'm not having him at my house. And I'm looking at him like that because he's also a friend of mine. And I
Wow.
respect this guy, and I work with him also, not at the same place, but we share some parts of our work life. And I was so I was so stunned. I wanted to ask him, is he crazy or something? Does he have fever? Why is he talking like that to our friends? And then I tell him, okay, you did what you decided to do, it's fine. And he didn't believe what I just said. He was like, oh yeah, that's what I did. I decided to tell him he's stupid, and I did. And he thought a little bit about it, and in a few hours they were friends again.
Oh, it didn't last long.
It didn't. Yeah, with men it's different. I
Yeah, I
learned.
guess so. I guess so. And so, but he noticed that you weren't responding the way he expected you to.
He really noticed. He expected me to start an argument about how he's treating people again and why we don't have that many friends. It's because of him and how he treats people. So that's what he expected to hear, but he didn't hear it. So he thought to himself, okay, so maybe I was too harsh. And he went and apologized. And
Whoa.
I hadn't heard him apologize without making him apologize to me first. So, yeah, it
So we
was
didn't even
great.
know he was capable of that, but it turns out he was. He just hurt his own conscience.
I
That's a
had
great
silenced
story.
that.
You had silenced his conscience, you feel.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a great story. So just and this is it's kind of a and so it was he was baiting you and you just kind of wore duct tape, it sounds like. You had opinions about it, but you
Of
didn't
course.
say them.
No, I didn't. And it's so comfortable to not share your opinion. I felt like the world would end if I don't tell him what I think. But now it's just so easy because what I think it changes so fast, and how I feel that changes so fast, and I don't have to update people on myself all the time. I have my opinion, but I choose not to share it, or I very, very selectively share it with someone for a specific reason.
Wow. So does this ever make you feel like you don't have a voice?
No, I wouldn't say that because I have set my priorities. And I have learned to distinguish what is within my control, what is on my paper, and what is not on my paper. So if I want something, I can always say what I want. For example, I want to be on a good terms with all of our neighbors. I say that, but I don't pick situations and I tell him, well, this time you did this badly, you handled this poorly. I don't tell him that.
You
I
don't
don't have.
criticize him. Yeah. Wow. But what if you're right and he really is wrong?
Oh, that happens. it happened quite recently. I can give an example. So my husband decided that he wants to lose weight, and I was very happy about it. I never told him anything about his weight, but I am so happy that he decided to focus on his health a little bit. So I am a doctor. I work at a hospital, and he had asked me to arrange that he would see a doctor that specializes in weight management. And I did that for him because he asked me to, so I helped him. And this doctor, she's a colleague of mine. She gave him metformin, which is basically an anti-diabetic drug. And she told him to only take it with a meal. And she explained to him that a meal is like breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's not a small snack. It is a whole meal. But my husband had very different feelings about what a meal actually means. And he had decided to restrict his calorie intake quite a lot, which I applaud him for. I can't do this. It's just not in my capabilities. So he told me about his idea, how he's gonna take kids, and I just told him because I was worried about his health. Well, that's not how you're supposed to take it. And he's like, "Are you sure? Because it says that on the leaflet, but I asked the AI about how many calories is the minimum for a meal, and it gave me this number." And I said, "Okay, so do it however you want to do it." I I just told him once, and then I didn't tell him again. I just told him, well, okay, I trust you to make an intelligent decision about this. It's difficult for me to translate because we speak a different language at home. I just said I trust him and it is his body. So in the summer, he went to paint the garage, and he had eaten just a very small snack, and he had taken his anti-diabetic drug, and he almost fainted, like he was lying on the floor. And you know, for a woman who hasn't started the skills, probably some people are going to be so angry with me. Like, why didn't you tell him? Why didn't you give him this lecture about how to stay healthy and not acquire some illness or require a hospital stay? But mm, my husband got life lessons. He didn't get life lessons.
Woo! Wow. And you're a doctor, so you have every justification to explain to him and lecture him and insist and demand that he have a full meal. But you didn't. And there was a very negative consequence. He was lying on the floor. He had to go to the hospital?
No, he was just lying on the floor for an hour or so, and he gathered the strength to get up and go inside to eat something.
Okay. So yeah, he figured it out himself. And this is a victory. This is a win. This is a
It,
win for you. For you.
it is. Because now that I don't constantly tell him what I think, he frequently asks me for advice. And I remember in the days where we were fighting all the time, I would tell him something about his health, something that would concern me, whether it be about his weight, whether it would be about the fact that he lives so sedentarily with almost no movement whatsoever. And he would tell me, well, that's not your specialty. You don't know anything about this. You're a different type of doctor.
He dismiss you.
Totally.
Gosh.
Totally dismiss me. And now I'm still the same type of doctor. I don't treat obesity. I have a different specialty, but he wants my opinion.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. So this feels much more connected, it sounds
And
like.
so,
I love it. All right, so you're you have a superpower with this duct tape, with not saying things, even if he's baiting you, even though you're a doctor, like it's your specialty, you still don't say anything, and this has resulted in him, like, seeking your opinion out, seeking your advice out, which feels so much nicer, right, than telling somebody something and having them ignore it, and, so what other skills have you experimented with in your marriage?
so many. So I had this period while I was doing religious self-care, and it was the best time of my life. So self-care is truly the best skill ever. It is. I will admit I don't do it as good as I did when I was in active coaching. Now I'm not that good, but I'm always self-aware that whenever I feel a little bit like I'm going to criticize or give someone a lecture about their health and how they should live their lives, I know it's about not having enough beauty sleep, n- not treating myself something I want to eat, or not buying myself something new when I wanted to, and I know it's self-care.
Oh. Okay, so and what is religious self-care? What does that mean?
Well, that is set that's my own term. So that is setting your self-care your first priority for the day and just doing it,
Like a
and
discipline.
like very disciplined, like it has a religious meaning to you.
Gotcha, gotcha. I see. So it's, yeah, this is a habit, a routine that you're committed to, is doing your self-care. And what how do you know you've done your self-care?
Well, I have my internal indicators that go up when something is wrong. For example, um, whenever I start noticing him and what he's doing in a negative way, I know it's about not enough self-care. So my husband, he lives his own happy life. He very much cares for his self-care. He goes out with his friends regularly. Now he is trying out different sports. He's playing video games in his free time. Don't get me wrong, he has his very successful career going, but he also has his self-care. So whenever I'm down on my own self-care, I start looking at him and I'm like, didn't he play last night? Why does he have to play video games again? Why do you have to do this? Like, don't you see there is laundry? Can't you fold it? I'm only thinking that to myself. Nowadays, I never say it because I have learned the hard way that it's not gonna work and I'm not gonna feel good about it. So,
So you just don't say you don't mention the laundry or the fact that he played video games last night?
no.
What do you do instead?
Well, if the laundry is bothering me, I will do it myself. If it's not bothering me enough, or if I'm very tired and I just need a rest, I will just rest and let it stay out unfolded. The thing is, it turns out if you don't fold it right away, the whole building is not gonna collapse over. You imagine? And in the morning you wake up and it's still there. Nobody died.
But it's hard to know that when you're tired and you're frustrated that he's playing video games and there's a pile of laundry. That's how you feel like you have to fold it. So somehow you have transmitted this information to yourself, like the yeah, Iva from the morning when she's well rested is able to tell Iva from the night before who's stressed about the laundry, it's okay, just leave it. Is that right?
Exactly. And well, he is now actually doing quite a lot of chores, but I have to tell you something. I hid something from you. So I told you about how I discovered the podcast and I told you about how I discovered the book. So things got significantly better. We got married eventually. So that was one big win, but the effect was a little bit fading with the months passing, and I had entered a plateau where things were not as bad as they used to be before I discovered the skills as a concept, but it was still not perfect. For example, I was still catching him lying to me about stuff. And at this point, when I discovered something like that, I would forget all the skills. And I would just start this argument, which would be about one thing, but then you go a few hours in and it's about everything. It's about everything we don't like about each other. It's about all of our flaws in just one conversation.
It's like going back to that therapist. Talk about all
Oh,
the
yeah,
things you don't like. Yeah.
definitely. So I had hit a plateau and I just couldn't get all the results that I wanted, and I felt like I deserved just with that. So I also enrolled in coaching. And I'm very blessed I found the best coach, I'm very sure. I only tried one coach, but I found the best. I'm so happy. So I had Coach Mila,
She is
who is,
wonderful. Yes,
she's amazing.
she
He
is.
is also from the same country where I'm from. So we did the coaching with ladies from my country, Bulgaria, and we did it in Bulgarian. So that was very helpful for me because I was living with the idea that, this podcast, people are from different places. Most of them are from the US, and life is different. They don't understand how Bulgarian men are just different. For example, my man, he just wants change. But with coaching, I discovered we are all the same and we have the same situations. And it took a few months, but things changed and they stayed good. And they have been good for such a long time after COVID. So that's one thing that I did to get me into the stratosphere. So that's how I acquired all those super skills. I wish I could do it just on my own, but then I don't wish that because I wouldn't have met all these amazing ladies.
So you feel pretty connected to the other women that are also practicing the skills, it sounds like.
Very much.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in my coaching group, I was the youngest and I was the only one who hadn't started a family with children yet. So I learned so much. Those ladies, when I listen to group coaching, I have made notes for the future when I have children, what problems there will be, how to handle them, and how to handle them correctly with the skills. So I can't wait to use my notes. But
Wow. Wow. So you're enjoying it. This is like, even though they're a little older and yeah, they have families, you could make the case like, I don't have anything in common with them, but it sounds like that's not how you see it.
no, it was so beneficial for me on so many levels. And I had this confidence that, I'm intelligent. I can understand everything in this book. I have listened to all the podcasts. I know how to do it. But the thing is that we sometimes, due to our ego, due to a sense of need of control, we tend to silence the voices that tell us what's wrong. We tend to silence those. But with a coach, you get to work on those blind spots because Mila would always point out what I'm not yet ready to do. But it turns out I am ready to do it. I just need a little bit help with that. So coaching really changed everything.
Wow. Well, you make it sound easy, but that actually takes a lot of courage and openness and humility to be open to seeing what's in your blind spot.
It could be courage, it could be difficult, but if you are at a point where you feel like everything you have worked on is just falling apart and you lose everything that you care about, then you do it. That was the case for me, because I am blessed to have this career, but I never saw my career as my biggest asset in life, because, you know, God forbid I die tomorrow. In 6 months, there will be another doctor at my spot, and nobody will remember anything about me. All my patients will find another doctor in a few months. So, at my job, I'm totally replaceable. But for my husband, I'm his wife, and I am his family. At least I should be his family, and I should be the one, like he's the one for me. I never wanted anyone else.
Oh,
I just wanted him to like me.
yeah. It is so beautiful, Iva. It's very moving. And I feel the same way. Like this, it means a lot to me to be able to be my husband's wife, to be his family. And I want him to like me too. So yeah, I just relate to you so much. What about what about these when he would lie about silly things? And you said that sometimes that would be a trigger. It would be hard. You'd forget the skills. So what's happened with that?
Well, I worked on it a lot with my coach, and I feel like I'm a whole new person. I think that's the change. The small change that made the big change for me is when I just stopped taking the bait, even when I discovered that he had lied to me. So at first, I just, when I had discovered something like that, I would just keep it to myself and I wouldn't raise the bell. And then I remember a very important coaching session in my life where I confessed to the ladies that my husband was away and I was looking at his drawers and I was telling them what I had found and all that. And part of me expected them to have curiosity and encourage me to find out more, like look at some more drawers. But my coach was very honest with me and told me that that is just shopping for pain. And the thing is, I knew it was shopping for pain, and I still did it, and I needed someone else to tell me that it is shopping for pain, and it's also very disrespectful because I don't want him going through my things. I'm not hiding anything, but I still don't want him to go through them just to see what I have been doing. It is huge disrespect. And I knew that.
Wow. So you 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 liked that perspective that it was shopping for pain. Like that brought you some relief. Did you stop looking through his drawers and things after that?
Eventually I did, yes. And now I I would expect that if I stopped going through his things and I would be constantly thinking about, is he hiding something from me? Is he lying to me? But the thing is, when I stopped doing it, I also stopped worrying. It worked like magic. And nowadays, I understand that he's his own human being. He can lie to me if he wants to. He can hide stuff from me. He can even cheat on me. But that's not my responsibility to care about and to worry about. That's between him and God. and I shouldn't be thinking about this and going in my head like, what am I going to do if I found out that he did X? Why should I think about this? It's a hypothetical situation and it's very negative.
It's true.
God forbid it happens. I will think about it, but I don't have to think about it now. So,
Yeah, so no reason to borrow trouble. So, but this isn't the habit that you had before. The habit was to worry about it now.
yeah.
And and how did you get yourself to stop?
Mm, Basically, in coaching, they challenged me to stop, gave me the homework to stop. Of course, it wasn't forced on me. Uh, my coach asked me questions about, does that make me feel happy? Or does it steal from my happiness? And it definitely steals from my happiness, because the thing is, even if I don't find anything interesting, I won't stop. I will just search harder. So I never win.
You never win.
I never
Wow.
win.
So you took on the challenge. Okay, I'm going to stop the searching and the worrying, and you're able to do that. Most of the time you're able to do you ever once in a while do you still find yourself thinking, "Oh, I want to." No. You're
No,
not tempted anymore.
oh no. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not tempted. Of course, everyone has their bad days, and I have them too. And sometimes I would have this crazy thought like, what about I look there and I'm like, no, I'm not going back. It's like an addiction, you know. Some women don't understand, but I believe that going through the phone, going through the things, it is quite addictive.
You don't want to be addicted. You don't
No,
want that to be the
not
boss of
okay.
you. You don't want to
Well,
give your happiness to that. Okay. Well, that's impressive that you've been able to stop, because I think it can be very challenging. Like that can feel like, no, I have to. I'm justified. I'm right to do this. Like you were saying, you thought the other ladies would say, keep looking. You've got to get to the bottom of this, but you don't have to get to the bottom of it.
but you know what's the saddest thing about this? So he did lie to me about the very small, stupid things, but not once has he lied to me about something that's actually big. So he,
Really?
yeah, I have never discovered him being unfaithful or anything. He was never hiding anything big. All of our big life decisions we made together, and he was totally open with that. So I was
Wow.
just searching for something.
Now, and so now that you're not searching, I wonder how that affects the lying, or if it affects him lying about the small things.
I don't know if people are gonna believe me because it's too good to be true. But ever since I stopped searching, I don't think he has ever lied to me
Here.
about it.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way that, because by not searching, you are, in some ways, you're showing trust. He feels
I-
trusted. Is that fair to say?
yes, and I tell him all the time, I trust you. Even sometimes I just say it to make myself believe it because I'm scared in the situation. But I tell him all the time, and I try to also be grateful for everything that he does, because in the past I would feel like he's doing nothing and I'm doing all these things. But you know, my husband cooks, I don't cook. I almost never cook. I cook like 3 times a year, and we always have a cooked meal at home. So he does all the grocery shopping because I don't like going to the supermarkets and those places with a lot of people. So he does everything with the groceries. He fixes whatever gets broken in the house almost straight away. And he drives me around. wherever I want to go because I don't like driving too much. So he drives me around. And yeah, and he didn't do that before, or some of the things he did, but then he would tell me, look, I cooked and you don't cook. Now he doesn't tell me that. He just asks me, what do you want to have for dinner tonight?
Oh, he likes treating you by cooking for you and driving you around. And you appreciate him doing that. You're grateful for those things. So you're just
Everything.
the princess that lives at your house.
Yes, I sometimes feel like I'm at a hotel at home because everything is ready for me to arrive.
So nice. Well, he sounds wonderful. And so, so what is your marriage like now? Like, what is it like?
It's calm. Life can be very challenging, and we are young. In the last year, we had all the different situations. We had a sick pet that we eventually lost. We had his mother have very bad health problems. We had other problems with me changing my workplace and all the stress that's associated with that. And with him, his workplace got restructured, so he was very stressed about losing his job. But life outside is crazy, but when we get home, it is safe. And we know we're gonna do it together.
And this is what about that's beautiful. That's beautiful that it's because it wasn't like this before, but it is now.
Because before I would sometimes, and I feel very bad about it now, but sometimes I would stay late at work just so I don't come home. Yeah. I would just stay until late, and now I can't wait to go home. I just can't wait to see him.
Okay, now, and so what about, and he used to avoid you. He used to do anything to
Yeah.
not be with you. What is that like now?
Now he wants to spend so much time with me. Sometimes I have to just express the desire to have a long time.
To have alone time, you have to say,
Yeah.
I want to be alone now. Go play video games. So is
Yeah.
that true?
No, I don't tell him to go play video games, but I tell him, well, I very much enjoy sometimes when I'm alone in the evening to put on a podcast and do something. And he said, okay, well, maybe I can go play football or whatever.
So cute. That's like the complete opposite of what you were describing before. What about the shouting, right? That was what had you guys split up before you were married, that he was shouting at you.
So there hasn't been any name calling whatsoever. And he also hasn't shouted at me. The thing is, my husband normally talks about 10 decibels over me. So that's his normal speech. That's how he talks. And still, sometimes, I would feel a little bit emotional when he would talk heated about something. That's something that triggers something with me. But I know that he's not shouting at me. That's just how he's speaking. And yeah.
Yeah. So it can be scary still, but it sounds like you don't get scared. You don't react to it
I
when he's
don't.
like, yeah. You have a superpower, another superpower to not react. I love it. I love it. And you haven't started a family yet, but you are it sounds like that's something you're looking forward to.
Yeah,
Is that
then that's definitely coming. Yeah.
definitely coming? And
We
I think
pray
I just hear
to
oh, go ahead. What?
we pray to God that we probably start a family within the next 1, 2, who knows, years. So, and I think he's gonna be a great dad.
Oh, you think he's gonna be a great dad. So I hear all this confidence about it. Like this is not the couple that was at the psychologist's office or fighting in the car and you going back to your mom's. This is a different couple that's going forward with creating a family, it sounds like.
It is. I just, it sounds very cheesy. I don't want to make it cheesy, but I can't wait to grow old with this
Oh,
man. Hopefully, we will have this chance, but yeah, and truly being married is a wonderful thing. Yeah, it's not only him who tells everyone. We were at a wedding recently, and we were the only married couple at our table, and he would tell all the boys to propose because it's the best thing when you get married. I also feel the same way. I'm also a big marriage advocate.
oh my gosh, you must have felt so good when he said that. You should get married. It's great. Like that is such a big compliment for you to you.
I was smiling the whole night. I was just like
Yeah.
speechless and smiling.
Yeah. Like in a fairy tale where you live happily ever after, really. What if you were talking to somebody who is where you were? Like she's engaged, they've split up, he's shouted at her, he's lying to her. He avoids her all the time, so there's not much warmth there, really. And she wants what you have now. Her husband brags about her and says, "Oh, you should get married. It really makes the relationship so much better. You know, you should propose." He makes her all her meals, and so she feels like she lives in a hotel. She feels so well taken care of, and she has to ask for alone time because he wants to be around her all the time. She wants this. What's your tip for her?
So my biggest tip is to be careful with who you're sharing your problems with and who you are taking advice from. Because nowadays it feels like the world is trying to tell us that you have the smallest problem, just quit. Don't do it. Don't try anymore. It is stupid to try anymore. You are a loser for making steps towards repairing this relationship. Only take advice from people who have a happy relationship. Always only from them. And if you're very lucky, you are going to find the empowered wife. And just go with that.
Oh, I love it. It does sound so wise. It makes sense. Like your psychologist was on her third divorce. She didn't really have the information. She didn't have the life experience to share with you what you can share with others now, which is this is how you have a happy marriage. I've done it. I've transformed my relationship. So, and that reminds me of the question I had before, which is, does your husband know about the intimacy skills? Does he know that you're practicing them?
Nowadays, he does. He didn't know about them for a few months after I had discovered the skills. And actually, at some point, I was very excited and I wanted him to know. I wanted to show him, wanted to get his opinion. The thing is, our relationship had evolved so much that he didn't even question it. He was like, well, I can't believe what happened in just a few months. Everything is so different. So I don't care what you're doing. Just continue. So, yeah.
I
I
like
feel
it. Go ahead.
I feel like if I had told him early on, he would probably think it's manipulative or be very suspicious about it because that's where we were at that point.
Yeah. So it sounds like you are glad that you kept it to yourself for a while.
Definitely. Because I had the time to grow and I had so much improvement in just a few weeks, and I got even more motivated and I continued. So things had really changed when I told him about it. Yeah.
So cool. Well, Iva, what do you think you would say to Iva if you could go back in time and tell her what you know now? What would you say?
Well, I would say that this constant ambition to control everything, to be the know-it-all, to always be helpful and be guarding people is working in my career, but it is never going to work in my marriage. And sometimes it's not even working at my career, you know. Sometimes it's not even good there, but at home it's never good. I had convinced myself that I know everything better than him. But that's not true. He just does things differently and he does many things better than me.
Mm. Mm. Well, I love it. I love it. So what a even that is just it's such a beautiful. This is like self growth, right? Self improvement, like that humility that you just expressed. Like he does many things better than me. Yeah, and you do sound so respectful of your husband, and yeah, actually, he sounds kind of almost like a different guy. Would you say he's changed?
He is this guy that I met so many years ago who is so confident with the best sense of humor, and he's talking about his motorbike. Now he doesn't own a motorbike actually, but he is very enthusiastic about cars, and he's back to this person. And in the battle days he had become a shell of himself, this whole big guy, well educated, with a nice job. He was constantly crying. He was telling me that he feels like he can never do anything right. Yeah.
And not anymore.
Not anymore. And you know, I discovered one song that I feel like is exactly how he felt. I don't know if you know it. It's called No Children by Mountain Goats. And that group, I didn't know it before. And they said once in an interview that that's a song that they wrote exactly for people on the way out of the court when they had gotten their divorce. And it would express their feelings. And probably I will misquote it, but yeah, I can find the lyrics right here. Is it okay if I read some of them? Okay.
Sure. Yes.
So one of the lyrics that I feel were very mm, were very present in our situation was when this guy, and it's a guy that sings it, he says, "I hope I cut myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. In the battle days, I'm very sure that that's how my husband felt, because that's what he looked like, honestly." When you see the singer, it's just a person who is totally broken. So it says, "I hope you blink before I do, and I hope I never get sober. And I hope when you think of me years down the line, you can't find one good thing to say. I am drowning, there is no sign of land. You are coming down with me, hand in unlovable hand." And it's so sad. I found it in a series that I watched. It was part of the soundtrack. And I searched for it, and I was feeling like there are so many people who live in this reality. So many people. No one should think like that, and no one should feel like that.
No, it's not necessary, is it? You're living
No.
proof that there's a whole other way to be. Uh, because and I want to congratulate you and give you my best wife award. Congratulations, because you have single-handedly changed and transformed your marriage, and I can see the future happy family, you know, the children that you're going to be welcoming into the world, into this wonderful relationship. And
Oh,
there's nothing that impresses me more. Um, I'm just I'm so inspired by your story and how you've done all this. And we started out saying you've always wanted to be on the show, on this podcast, and have a story to match. And now you do. And I'm just so happy to get to witness it.
thank you so much for this award. And I want just to say how grateful I am for what you're doing for this world. Because the smallest cell of this organism that is the world is not the individual, it is the family. And when families are collapsing, the whole world is going down. And you help not only women, you help the husbands, we help the children, everyone, the whole world.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad that we get to practice the skills together and just keep lifting each other up and lifting up the world. So thank you so much, Iva. This has been wonderful.
Thank you.
You've been with me here every week learning the secrets that happy wives know. So I want to invite you to come practice them in person with me at the Adored Wife Weekend. It's 3 days in Anaheim, California with me, our coaches, and a whole room full of women just like you. We're going to laugh until it hurts. We're going to dance to the 80s, and we're going to put these skills to work live. Your marriage is going to feel it. October 9th through the 11th, register right now at adoredwifeweekend.com and come practice with us. I'll save you a seat. Your Try It Tonight takeaway is asking, how do I feel? How do I feel? Remember when Eva was talking about folding laundry and she said, if she's feeling tired and she wants to rest, she'll honor herself and rest, and she'll leave the laundry for another time. And she did that. And did you hear what happened? She said the funniest thing. The building didn't collapse. In the morning, the laundry was still there. Nobody died. I loved that because I can't tell you how many times I acted like if I didn't do the laundry or the dishes or the vacuuming right away, civilization might come to an end. But Iva realized something really important when she stopped asking, what should I do? And started asking, how do I feel? She got in touch with her limits as a mere mortal woman who can't do it all. She said, I'm tired and I want to rest. And well rested Iva is much happier. So here's your experiment tonight. The next time you're about to push through because you think you should, take a deep breath and ask yourself, how do I feel? And if the answer is, I'm tired, experiment with honoring that ahead of your to-do list. The laundry or the dishes, the vacuuming will probably still be there tomorrow. And my guess is the building will still be standing too. So are you ready? You going to try this tonight? Yeah, you in? All right, then go, go, go.